Yeah. Here we go.
Guess who's back?
Back in town.
Back in town. Like, we still have the pegboard as part of the set over here. It's fine.
We're growing.
Yeah, I was going back to like season 3, where we had like the couch in front of that TV with the big lights, right?
They only saw season 1.
Oh, season 1, just a media room. But yeah, so we were just over there, and then we kind of evolved over to the pegboard. Then we just kind of slid over. So
we try to get it out, but now I'm just like, it's
season
part of it.
3, season 4, season 5. So we're nearing the later part of the season.
Yeah.
We've had some viral moments of certain clips, and it's been really good. Then we picked up some because it's not like a direct correlation of views or online subscribers to Spotify subscribers, but I do want to thank you, those who continue to support and watch. Here's how I know. So there was like ones where we had like thousands of views on like a little clip on TikTok, and then that translated to like a ton of plays over on Spotify, even though we had no link. They had to go look for it, right? I still haven't figured out the stupid link. And then the subscribers went up. So then some people went and not only played one, but they also subscribed, which is cool. But now, when we post the episode weekly, sometimes it takes me like a couple of days to go and put like the details of like what's in this episode. Recently, I've noticed that there's already a good number of playbacks already on it without any knowledge. So I mean, some people like to go in fresh. Maybe we won't put as much details on it, but yeah, like there's already a ton of playbacks on it before we even have a chance to. Because I think Spotify gives you a notification there's something new. If it's something you subscribe to, it says a little blue dot. So we're in it. We're doing it. But I think as we get into the later part of this, we'll have like a little season wrap. We'll maybe pause for a little momentary summer break.
Yeah.
Kind of do some stuff with the family, and then back. Probably like not even a month break. Honestly, we'll just right back at it with the fall.
Yeah.
And then we usually take that fall season right up to the holidays. So yeah.
Just go right into it.
Yeah. So that'll be 6. So we'll finish out 5. We'll do a quick 6, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
What's new with you? Did you travel at all or no?
No. Heading Alabama this weekend for
going to Alabama.
Yeah, for a swim meet.
Okay. That a drive?
4 hours.
Yeah.
Not Alabama, Arkansas.
Arkansas. I'm like, Alabama's longer than 4 hours. Yeah.
I don't know.
One of those A states.
And not to be confused with Canadian.
A. Or your Arizona. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Arkansas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arkansas not bad.
4-hour drive. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All good. Are you just taking your daughter, or are you taking like a group of people?
So the daughter actually has to go with her team. So they got a coach.
Oh, you're just going as a separate chaperone. Yeah. Okay.
The coach was like, we don't really want families to come, but if you do, that's fine. You just won't have much interaction with your child. Mm-hmm. But the only reason why we're going is because my mom's coming in town. So it's something to go do. And
okay, so you guys are going as a family. She's going with the bus, with the team. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. That's cool. It's like a little, it's not like vacation, but it's just something for this.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not going to be a whole lot of photo albums from this trip, I guess, from the trip to Arkansas. You been or no?
No, never been.
Okay. I mean, people go from here to Arkansas for school.
Yeah.
Because it's like neighboring.
Yeah.
They have deals about in-state.
I mean, here it's nice. Never been. So
yep.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. So remember a couple of episodes ago, we talked about how they tighten you up on the bowling. So that really happened. Like we went out there. I sent you the text when it happened. I'll tell you what. So we went bowling, and it wasn't on a special night. Okay, because as much as I like the deal, but then everybody else that's deal centric will show up, and then it's super crowded. So it was like on a regular night, but it also wasn't like a weekend night where it's like expensive. So I was like, okay, it's like regular price, but not heavy duty price. So we go as a family, and we get like a lane for 6. Of course, you know, my wife and I have our own shoes. That's always like a little bit. I've had them for like ever, right? So, but it's like it's short of like bringing your own, you know, equipment with the ball, with the one that looks like see through. Yeah, the towel, the little case, you know. So we bring the shoes. It saves me a couple bucks. I always make sure, like, hey, bring socks, okay? Yeah. Like, you know, don't come prepared. Otherwise, you have to purchase socks and all that stuff. So, get a lane for 6, 4 shoes. All right, got my own shoes. We're going. Right off the bat, there's probably a dozen or more lanes. Yeah, maybe like 20. And they put us right in between 2 groups. And I go, man, like, you sure? Like, it was like, yeah, you're on 6. And it's like, there was already people on 7, and 6 and 7 kind of shared together. And there was already 2 other groups like next to us. But then there was nothing.
15 lanes.
Nothing. I'm just like, all right. I mean, sometimes like there's like sections that are closed or whatever. Well, the group that was right next to us had some of their drinks over kind of like on our side of the table. So we show up. They're like, oh, hey, sorry. They moved their stuff over. You know, I cleaned up a little bit, whatever. But it's like, okay, it's a little tight. And as they left, maybe 15 minutes into it, I started kind of moving into that other spot. Like okay, now it's like our lane, you know? And the guy comes to clean up, and he's like, hey, you know, we have reservations. You know, you guys need to kind of stay on your side. I'm like looking around like, you have reservations for this lane? Like there's like all these lanes over here. And he's like, well, yeah. I'm like, okay. And then of course the family's like, hey, back off, let it, like, you know, let the kid do his job, you know, whatever. I'm like, I just find it odd that they would put somebody
that they got 15 lanes and somebody's got this one reserved.
Yep. And of course, you know, next group that came, they put them right there. It's just none of this, like, you know, if people know about bowling, like, you know, let me know. But like, what's the point?
I mean, to me, it's like, if you have that much, you should like put somebody in number 1, skip one. When somebody else comes in, put them in whatever lanes
by
those
the time you're doing the middles.
Yeah, people are leaving where one was.
Yeah.
So then you can start back at 1 and skip 1. Just give people some space, man. Like,
see, this is where that social distancing was helpful.
Right.
Just give me some space.
This was just like when you were flying. They didn't do the middle seat. It was all brilliant.
Yeah, although I saw these kids, I think it was a joke. I hope it was, but it was like these 2 college kids, and they're like, when you fly Southwest and you want to get the whole row. So they were both like acting like they're special. Just one of them had the window. They were just all at it, making all kinds of gestures and all that stuff. And everyone just kept passing up on that middle. Who wants to sit in the middle of that, you know? Right. So one had the aisle, one had the window, and they're just like, hey!
Waving at people.
Nope, pass. But, you know, if it's a full flight, somebody's going to have to sit there.
Right.
But chances are no. I don't know. Like, I think if it's about the convenience of service and they don't have enough people to serve, like we understand it, like from like a church perspective, right? Like you don't have like as many people, but it makes no difference. You would walk 5 more steps to take their order, and then you bring the tray of food here. You can bring the tray of food over there.
Actually, it's funny because in most cases, when you look at the stuff, it's like, okay, lane 1 is like furthest away from the kitchen,
right?
So they're having to walk further anyway. So it's like if you spread it out, like I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't like I love to go do some Lean Six Sigma on this stuff.
If they're even interested, I don't get the idea of bunching everyone together.
And I don't believe that somebody had that lane next to you reserved.
No, of course not.
It was not reserved.
I couldn't reserve anything. Why would they be able to? You come in, they give you a lane. They assign the lane.
Right.
You know where it is. It's just.
I think the next time, just want to try something. When you walk into that scenario and you see, okay, you see all these lanes open.
Yeah, can I have 14?
Yeah. Say, I would like 14. Can I have 14?
Right. Now, what if the next person they put 13? That's got to be intentional because I want to go over there so nobody come bother me. That's a good experiment. See if you can request it.
See if I can request it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's busy, obviously you can't. But like, if it's in that scenario, if it's the same scenario,
it was like a Thursday night. It wasn't anything special going on. Like I said, they only had like 4 or 6 lanes going on out of 20, and they had them all tight together. Makes no sense.
Right.
Now, separate from that, we all went to the theater last weekend. And that whole situation with the fries, hilarious. We still talking about it. So I brought my kids. It was supposed to be like date night for the adults first. And then my kids wanted to come. So then we got them extra tickets like somewhere else. And initially they said, hey, how do we pay for our stuff? I'm like, just put it all on mine. So I told the server, like, hey, that group down there, that's all part of me. I think this is the problem with this whole setup.
Right.
Was that they associated their order to my seat number. Yeah, that's the premise. I get it. But if you can't handle it, just say we can't do that. Have them swipe separate.
Once again, though, I don't understand this. Is they kept swiping your credit card and it wouldn't scan. So you had to take your card anyway and go to the thing. So to me, it's like, just
do it twice. Do it twice. Right. Do it for that group. Do it for this group. Yeah. He still forced the single bill because that's what the customer wanted. And then we ordered our stuff. They ordered their stuff. And some of their stuff kept coming over to our area. And we kept saying, no, it's over there. It's down there.
To the wrong aisle.
And they're like, no. What are you talking about? D8. We're like, no, B5. Like, go down. I know it says D8. Well, my order came. And it was like a wrap, okay? But it came with fries. Just regular fries, nothing fancy fries, no truffle fries or cheese fries, just regular fries. I look at the fries, and they were a little cold and stale. And I said, hey, can I get some new fries? Because these are old. And she said, you want me to take all this back? I'm like, no, leave the wrap. I'm going to eat the chicken wrap. Just bring me some new fries. She's like, okay. And I even tried, and I got a little impatient. I tried some of the fries. I'm like, no, these aren't very good. They're not edible, even if you drench it in ketchup. Well, at some point, they came over, and now it's like dark, right? Middle of the movie, kind of slides in with the fries, and it was like a tray of fries, and I slid the old fries back. So we had this little exchange of fries. Fry for fry. Okay, thank you. Put the fry down. Now I'm like, man, it's a whole plate of fries. And there's a lot more going on this one. There's like toppings and like possibly chicken. And I'm like, what is happening with these? These are not regular fries. So like, we definitely got something else. I'm like, maybe they wanted to make it nice.
Right.
So here, we hooked you up. You got extra fries. So I'm like, hey man, you want some fries? There you go. We're divvying that up. And, at one point, I saw like a food order get rejected down there by the kids area. And I was just like, oh, I wonder if this was for them, right? So they sent like some burger thing back. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting involved in that. Well, we're eating these fries. Then comes the fresh order of fries.
We're just sitting there going, what? And he's like, what do? I go, just accept them.
So then they're like, "Oh, you ordered some fresh fries?" I'm like, "Oh yeah," and they were like nice and hot. I'm like, "Oh, no. See, these are good.
Yeah,
They were better than the gourmet fries. These were like it's all I wanted. Just cook me up some fresh fries. I'm willing to wait for it. I don't know what all this stuff is." So then, I think that whole situation with the burger setup got fixed up. So then they bring over another order of the fancy fries with the chicken on it. I'm like, "Hey man, enough with the fries." That's not ours. That's probably down there. And yeah, it was my daughter's because they had got her order wrong and they had delivered it to us, which we thought was the replacement fries. And then, so yeah.
We were fried out.
We were just like, enough. No more, no mas. You got us. We had fancy fries. We had fresh fries. We were good. Movie itself was pretty good. It was the Maniscalco movie about my father. I mean, I guess we represented a good chunk of the audience that weekend, but I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't like terrible. It was a good movie, but I don't know what people were expecting. What did they want?
Well, so listening to their podcast, so I was just he was just talking and so he's talking with Pete. Pete was like, he goes, "So what? This is going to bring in like 35 million." And Sebastian's like, "You kidding me?" He started laughing. He's like, Pete's like, "What?" Like he was being serious. And he's like, no. And Pete's like, "Oh, okay, 20." And he's
it only grossed like 6 opening weekend.
But so then, and finally Pete's like, because Sebastian's just like laughing in his face almost. He finally goes, "No, they said in a movie like this, what would be respectable is between, I think they said 8 to 10. So the fact that it only grossed 6, now there was that other comedy that came out too. So Sebastian was kind of concerned about that, and I think that kind of did him in. On both sides, because both of them only grow 6.
Yeah, they split it. It wasn't great timing. I think if they had gotten a little closer to Father's Day, they would have done better.
Yeah, and then
to compete with like Spider-Man and Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid came out, and they were like 130.
Yeah. Now I don't know. It was a long weekend, so people maybe got a little greedy on that. So I don't know. The timing wasn't great.
No, I never going to compete with Disney on something like that. But yeah, I agree with you. Like 2 comedies, and that's what they were saying on the podcast. Sebastian was worried the week before it came out because he's like, "Oh, great!" Like he's like, "It's a great comedian. Don't get me wrong." He goes, "I'm happy he's got his movie," but like he goes, "It's very rare that you have 2 comedies come out on the same day."
Right. Because it's going to split.
Right.
Which is really like, transition to the state of the world politics. Like on our last one that we had recorded, we were just kind of talking about possibly DeSantis, Trump, and whatever. And since then, he's announced that he's running. He did it on Twitter.
Which broke Twitter.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah. But, you got the CEO backing him and, saying, "Hey, we got you." But that's one of those situations where, depending on who people like more, I don't think he has enough oomph to dethrone Trump as the GOP representative. But if I just don't think they would unite. And if they don't, like, not everyone who doesn't pick Trump is automatically going to pick for him, or the other way around. So you gotta play this right. If you don't choose your candidates wisely, it'll be like the opening weekend. It's like you'll split the vote, and then you don't win anything.
They're already doing it. It's already splitting. I mean, it's like there's so many candidates right now. Yeah.
But it's also early.
It is, but like
then again, it isn't, because like beginning of next year, like it's game time.
To me, it's like they're, and I forget who was talking about this, but they're like, if you're in the single digits.
Yeah.
After the first debate, if you're still in the single digits, you got to drop out.
Yeah, you got 0 chance.
you got to drop out.
Yep.
And there's going to be a ton of them
Mm-hmm.
because it keeps showing up.
Yeah.
Which all that does is keep splitting the vote again. So I don't know.
Is there like money in it to run? Because you get to like raise money.
You get to go raise money.
And then yeah, obviously you spend it. If you do it clean and not have issues with the...
Which we talked about that, like, you know, they can donate the money or do it for their other candidates.
Right.
If they
So like, I'm just saying, what's the point of running if you know you have like very little chance of even getting the, you know...
These people just want some limelight.
Yeah.
I have to say it. They just want some limelight.
Yeah.
It would just be like my wife saying, "Hey, go run." I mean, that's what I feel like some of these candidates are.
Yeah.
You're so low, it's not going to even happen.
Too much American Idol. You know, people think like anybody can make it to anything, because even those things are...
Those are set too.
They're set, like they're scripted, man. I mean, you know, there's been times where, and
I don't necessarily know if they know the winner, but they know who's actually going to be on the show.
Right. The producers, they interview, they know, then
they know exactly who's going to be on the show.
So
I don't necessarily know that they know who's going to win, but could be wrong on that. I mean, but they know who's going to be on the show.
Yeah. I just think it becomes difficult when we already have little to no confidence in outcomes of elections.
Right.
So when things don't go your way, everyone's already like either ready to say it was a conspiracy or cheating or whatever. Nothing can ever be proven or disproven. And the beauty of this recent deal that got passed for the debt ceiling was that miraculously and just beautifully orchestrated, nobody got what they wanted. I mean, it seemed like that one evening, it was like a Tuesday night, when McCarthy and Biden sat down, hashed it out, threw some stuff in there that people probably wouldn't have agreed to on the left, took some stuff out that people didn't want to take it out on the right, and vice versa. And it's like, okay, go back and let's try to get these votes. And it was like, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. And they did it. It was bipartisan, and it was definitely people angry on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, because everybody's like, "Oh, McCarthy needs to be ousted," and
right.
You know,
but isn't compromising what we're all supposed to be doing?
Yeah,
absolutely. To me, this was great because it showed, hey, at some point you're gonna have to like give and take. Okay, like let's not cut the food stamp, but let's try to show some effort to work.
Yeah,
like you're gonna argue against that, like
right.
You don't want them to even try to work, or vice versa. I mean, I think there were definitely some concessions made. They took out the student loan, deferments and things like that. They took that out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to make deals. You got to be like, okay, look, there's a great concern here. We're not going to bankrupt the situation. So what do we need to do to make it happen? You're not going to make the extremes happy. It's not an all or nothing situation. You can't hold the country hostage. You got to be like, okay, look, if I had this, I think I'll get like 30 votes. Yeah. Okay, well, then I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Because you don't need all 60. You don't need 50. You just need like that middle ground that will do it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what was promising. Then he went and fell. See, the scary thing about these falls
is that was a cringy.
Yeah, we're over here making fun of the yesterday's tomorrow, and then like, dude, like she'd be sworn in like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Slurring and all. Like, I went back and listened to that, man. I don't think that's AI. Like, I was just like, my kids were like, I can't believe you thought that was real. I'm like, It is. Dude, like you're too gullible to think like everything is just, faked out.
Right.
They just announced, Apple just unveiled a brand new device for the first time. You saw that? The glasses?
No.
It's called, it just announced it today. It's going to come out next year, 2024. It's about $3,500. It's called Air Vision Pro. Look like ski goggles, okay? But the lens is like see-through, but sometimes it could go dark.
Okay.
It's got features in there that, okay, like one of the ones that I saw was pretty amazing was it can combine with FaceTime. So they've got this there's a point, like if you have it, if you don't have it, FaceTime is FaceTime.
Right.
But if you have it and you have this thing on, obviously you can't do FaceTime now because you have the stupid thing on your face. Well, it'll take the FaceTime on the glasses. It uses an avatar of thousands of image slices of your face. So it's got an AI of your face. You just talk.
Yeah.
It animates the little dude. So it's not the fox or the owl. It's you. And it's three-dimensional. So if you're talking to another person who has the glasses, even the lighting in the three-dimensional, it's basically a person.
So I was watching one of my technology things, and they had the new Toyota Prius in there.
Yes. Prime.
Prime.
Yeah.
Prime. And I mean, everything's pretty much the same. It looks better, but one of the cool technology things that he's like, the reason why I'm showing you this is like the camera system on here. So he put it in drive, and the front camera came on, but it was showing the car, like the like looking down on the car, and he's driving up, and then as he's driving up, it's like it was like a blackout area, and then it started, once the rear view camera started picking up what he was driving over, it started showing that. Here's what I'm getting at. When he pulled forward, when he backed up, it was showing all that stuff, and then it was showing through the car. So like if there was a water bottle like in the middle of the parking thing, the water, like it's showing the water bottle going through your car.
Because the front one picked it up now.
Because the front one picked it up. Well, the rear view camera, it keeps snapshots as you're backing up.
Right, to fill in.
So it shows the water bill, but it's like showing it. So like you can get it like dead center of the actual car.
Right.
It's just really cool stuff. Like, so it's taking snapshots and it was showing him as he was backing up.
Yeah, I mean, but does it auto drive better? Does it have auto drive at all, or no?
No. He said like he's really well known for like doing like EVs, but he goes, the only reason why I'm showing this is like he goes, I didn't think I'd be impressed with it, and he goes, there's nothing that's really changed. It's got the same horsepower, all that stuff, but he's like, it looks cool, and there was some key features inside of it that was like, one of them was that camera thing. He's like,
Yeah.
I like when you're backing up and seeing different things happen and seeing through the car. It was kind of cool.
So I think, we cover a lot of EVs all the time, but I think one time we got to do at least a test drive of a couple of them and do a comparison. We'll do that this summer.
Yeah.
I think we should do like a whole SUV edition, because there's several of those I like to check
I
out.
don't know what you're interested in.
Yeah, so definitely let's see if we can compare the Rivian, the Hummer, and if the Lightning's out or the Cybertruck. But I mean, like those are like the big ones, right?
The
there.
Lightning's out. The most
Cyber's not. No,
And Cyber's not.
makes these little showings here and there, but those are still prototypes.
Rivian truck versus the SUV.
Yeah,
I don't know that there's any difference though.
no, I think the car itself is the same. The
The truck's a little bit longer than the SUV.
Yeah. And then on the car side, there's really two categories. There's like the sub 60,000 range, and then there's like the six-figure one.
Yeah. So I'd be interested in the sub because one of my daughters really wants a Tesla. So it'd be kind of interesting to go to like the Kia. Who else has one? Kia do the Tesla, but I don't.
I mean, Chevy Bolt right now is the cheapest. It's like under 30,000.
Right.
Get you an EV.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got to check it out. It can't be that terrible.
And then I'll just
probably just doesn't have the
throw
bells
in
and
there.
whistles.
I want to go test drive a Bronco because that's what I want to get my girls.
Yeah, the Bronco. Yeah, we're considering it too. So, not necessarily next episode, but I think we gotta arrange that because
maybe that'll be part of as our break. We'll spend some time going and doing that stuff instead of recording.
Yeah, because I think if we can get the GoPros, then we can get out of the studio a little bit.
Yeah.
Or can we? Do we need this?
No, we don't need
I don't know how this stuff works, by the way. So
we don't need
I sit here, put the headset on, we start talking, but like he's also our soundboard and engineer and director of
we can
videography.
use we can even use our phones. We can just get little mounts for our phones because it will record off of the system.
I'm just saying, but we have to bring the system with us?
No. We're just using this because it gives us quality sound.
Correct. Okay.
So we'll just actually what we need to do is get.
But you need the recording studio.
Yeah, but that's on my phone too.
Got it.
But we should get lapel
little microphones for sound. Yeah. All right, we'll look into that. Look for the notification of that. We'll post when you get close. Sometime in late season 5 or maybe early season 6, we'll go out there and check them out.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, and we're considering it. We are potential consumers of these things, so we'll get them.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.